It's getting real in NYC. First and foremost, giving all praises to Yahweh, by Hashem, Yahweh Shai, by Hashem, Rakak, Radash. Double honors to the apostles of GMS. All right, special salutations to the fellow Akim out there, fellow Akwaf. All right, men, women, and children, the house of David. This is right here is an image that people recorded. And what you see is the actual National Guard being deployed throughout New York City. And it's not just New York City. You know, I'm just Google different articles. And it's in New Orleans. You know, it's in Arizona. And this is all due to the coronavirus, in which they're being deployed to actually assist with the curfews and assist with the grocery stores, which this pandemic, you know, bring the fear upon the people. And pretty much this is they're being used to what? You know, keep order. They believe that there will be chaos. So they're there to keep order. All right. And so these guys aren't the normal officers. All right. These guys are the National Guard, you know, trained for these situations, in which is known as martial law, a war law. So, the special, hey, shout out to the Akim. I'm your Lakmar R from the Sheep Beret camp. Shout out to the Elder Tawan Mayim, Elder Karak Al Kahan, Akrab Shapat. The camp had actually sent a video out, you know, of a Jake, you know, wilding out. Yo, B, yo, yo. He, you know, spazzing out, seeing him ride through. You know, this, you know, nothing further to do. This is the book of Esdras. You know, you had actually brothers leave out the truth, you know, right before these times. And no telling, you know, if you'll be able to get right back, man, you know, because this right here has been a progressing labor pain. This right here has just been a wound that's just been worsening. You know, it hasn't been healed. The stock market hasn't been healed. You know, the entertainment, the spirit of mirth is shut down. You know, everybody's attention has been the coronavirus. And that's it. That's been the speak. You know, it's been shutting down the cities. And as you see, the deployment of the National Guard. And this is the book of Esdras. And all the brothers been prophesying about it. The apostles been prophesying about it for years. All right. And so we see it unfolding. And may the spirit and power Yahweh Bashem Yahweh Shai, the glory rest upon, you know, those who are out there laboring, putting in that work, you know, those who fear the Most High, you know, in the last hour, brethren, to come forth, the hopeful elect. Right. So this is 2nd Esdras 15 and 14. Now the word woe means destruction. So destruction to the world and them that dwell therein. This is what Esdras was seeing. So he's seeing nothing but destruction. He's calling it how he's seeing it. For the sword and then destruction drove nigh. One people shall stand up to fight against another, and swords in their hand. A modern day sword is a gun, because a bullet cuts through you as a sword is. Sword does. You know, and these things, only the men of the Lord are going to see that, you know. You know, somebody might say, well, you know, how could you take that from back then and be now? Well, really, it is what it is. You're going to know it, you know, by firsthand experience, maybe, you know. So verse 16, for there shall be sedition among men, invading one another. They shall not regard their kings nor princes. So this is why the Esau, the government, they know about this. Why do you think they're putting them in place? All right. Matter of fact, the apostle just did 70 AD, you know, re-happening, you know, with the temple, who's the temple being today is you Israelites, right? And the Elder Tawan Mayim was actually reading out going into Elijah, in which he was compassed about with armies. Right, so this happened to men of the Lord. This is happening again. All right. To who? The Hebrew Israelites. This is what this story is about. And the deliverance is always from the Most High. So it says, they shall not regard their kings nor princes, and their course of their power and their actions shall stand in their power. Because if you do know, they told, a lot of officers to the NYPD officers to actually not to make much arrests due to the coronavirus. So, and then most people, they're letting out a lot of individuals, and, they're not passing many of them through the courts due to the coronavirus. They're letting a lot of them go due to the bail reform. So this has been a plan, like the brother from Dallas, bro. This is a prescribed wickedness. This has, they put these things together. All right. Verse 17, a man shall desire to go into a city and shall not be able. This is where you have the actual National Guard. All right. So, you got, this is multiple articles. I'm just showing you National Guard popping up. All right. Coronavirus cases, Arizona climb, guard to assist stores. Arizona guard to restock store shelves. Some surgeries halted. National Guard activated to assist Virginians during coronavirus. New Orleans, arrival of National Guard stokes fear of martial law. Kansas, coronavirus update, National Guard focuses on supply chain. Wisconsin, National Guards mobilizing to help with coronavirus pandemic. More than 400 tested as Florida National Guard coronavirus sites open. This is planned. All right. This ain't just fall out the sky like that. All right. Michigan, National Guard. New Jersey to call in that state National Guard to help prevent coronavirus spread. Trump considers mobilizing National Guard for coronavirus response. So these actions they're implemented. All right. In regards to the coronavirus. So, what book is explaining it is the book of Esdras inside the Bible, not the Quran. And it further reads to go in verse 18, it says, for because of their pride, the city shall be troubled. The houses shall be destroyed and men shall be afraid. A man shall have no pity upon his neighbor, but shall destroy the houses with the sword and spoil their goods because the lack of bread for great tribulation. So, things shut down, the lack of bread, a lot of people being put out of work, may own a business, small businesses, the mom and pop stores, or food stands. Say you had a food stands, or say, he was joking, but say, you're strippers in the club, any different type of lifestyle you are working that entertainment field, whatever it was, now it's shut down. The bills are still coming. Now they allowing you to, Trump is supposed to be sending out checks, but it won't be enough. Let's say you had a pretty up-to-date lifestyle and everything stopped, but the car payments still got to come. And let's say they curve them, but let's say, you still need food and this, that, and the third, to sustain yourself. And this draws out for a long time. Let's say this draws out for a long time, and which they're predicting, and then let's just say even if it don't, where your resources, let's say you do have the paper, the greenbacks, but let's just say the food run out. All right, this is where it comes in to say they spoil their goods because of the lack of bread and great tribulation. So what do you think the National Guard is there for? To make the order out of chaos. This is something like you've seen out of a movie, but those movies are inspired by the prophecies of the Bible. So there's a great tribulation to come upon Babylon the Great. Right? In this day, a tribulation is known as Jacob's trouble. Which speaks about in Jeremiah. And Jeremiah prophesied also, he made lamentations as well, for the destruction to come upon Israel. Because that's who is really going to affect you Hebrew Israelites. Jeremiah 30:6. It says, ask ye now to see whether a man doth travail with trial, right? Can a man experience labor pains? Could he bring forth a child? So he said, wherefore do I see every man with his hands on his loins? Pretty much folding as if they're experiencing stomach pains. This is a vision that Jeremiah is seeing, men grabbing their stomach and, crying and on their knees as a woman in travail, and all faces are turning to paleness. And then verse 7 goes on to say, alas, for that day is great, so that none is like it. It is even the time of Jacob's trouble, but he shall be saved out of it. So there's an elect, the small remnant, who will be saved out of it by calling on the name of the Lord. But this is what you're going to see. Men, the tough guys, the gangsters, they're going to fold. They're going up. This is not NYPD. This is the National Guard. This is Zephaniah 1 and 14. It says, the day of the Lord is near. It is near and hasteth greatly. Even the voice of the day of the Lord, Yahweh Ba'ashib Yahushai. The mighty man shall cry there bitterly. That day is of wrath, a day of trouble and distress, a day of wasteness and desolation, a day of darkness and gloominess. The day they was predicting it to be 70. It's been gloomy, 48, 50-degree weather the whole time. A day of clouds and thick darkness. A day of trumpet and alarm against the fenced cities, against the high towers. And I will bring distress upon men, that they shall walk like blind men, because they have sinned against the Lord. Right. They don't know where the state of the world is going to go. They don't know what's going to happen. Nobody knows what's going to happen. The markets don't know what's going to happen. The stock markets don't know what's going to happen. All right. So it says, and their blood shall be poured out as dust, and their flesh as the dung. You see, their blood shall be poured out as dust. Verse 18, neither their silver nor their gold shall be able to deliver them in the day of the Lord's wrath. Right. So, those greenbacks, what are you going to do with it when you can't buy no food with that? All right. Your silver and your gold, what's to do when somebody has a busting inside your crib? And they're going to just take that. Take what's yours. But the whole land shall be devoured by the fire of his jealousy, for he shall make even a speedy riddance of all them that dwell in the land. Esau is about to come down with some wrath, man. And, only the Most High's chosen will be protected. And the Most High's chosen will also be tested as well. We did a video on how them chosen, will actually experience and taste death, just to pass that complaint on to the Lord, because there's a said number of bodies that have to fill that chamber, to cry out to the Most High, at the same time as the wickedness has to increase, so the Most High can hear the cries down here as well, so it's like, they both have to happen. Ezekiel 21 and 9, son of man, prophesy, say, thus saith the Lord, say a sword is sharpened and also furbished. Verse 10, it is sharpened to make a sore slaughter. It is furbished that it may glitter. Should we then make mirth? Right. All of the entertainment spots are shut down. National Guard is rolling through. Right. And what are they doing? It says the sword is sharpened to make a sore slaughter. They are sharpening their sword. All right. They're getting units all over the world. All right. They're passing bills. They're passing acts. All right. There are many things that are happening all at once. And it says to make a sore slaughter. All right. It contemneth the rod of my son as every tree. Verse 11. And he have given it to be furbished, that it may be handled. This sword is sharpened, and it is furbished, to give it into the hand of the slayer. All right. Whose hand has been slain since the Greek Empire, the Roman Empire, the time of slavery. All right. Esau, the so-called white man, this government. All right. The Most High have given him the sword, and he's flexing right now. When you see the National Guard spread out, you're flexing. When you do a shelter in place order, they're flexing. You're flexing your abilities, all right, to wave the sword. Anybody past this line is getting fined. Anybody that go any further, And And, like most, we put out like, hey, this it don't seem like it could hiccup. It could possibly be, but we in the time of the end. We definitely in the time of the end. This had never happened in your parents' lifetime and in your parents' lifetime, where there's been a shelter in place all over and a global event affecting the markets, a global event, going on, a pandemic that's going on, within these 3 or 4 generations, affecting the world and the markets, and people, running out to buy foods, and they're deploying the National Guard, a global crisis, right? It says, crying how, Son of man, for it shall be upon my people. It shall be upon all the princes of Israel. Terrors by reason of the sword shall be upon my people. Smite therefore upon thy thigh. So who's the most high people? Jacob, Israel. That's why it's known as Jacob's trouble. Smite therefore upon thy thigh, because it is the trial. It is a trial. And what if the sword contemn even the rod? It shall be no more, saith the Lord. So this is the trial to fall on Israel, right? Verse 14, thou therefore, son of man, prophesy and smite thy hands together, and let the sword be doubled the 3rd time. The sword of the slain, it is the sword of the great men that are slain, which entereth into their privy chambers. All right, so the Most High is going to make, he said double the 3rd time, the sword. All right, this is going to get worse, man. If the coronavirus is killing, they put in the National Guard and drones, and any Jake step out and riot out, and they hit him with them whatever updated weaponry Esau got. All right, these are the books of the prophets. They're actually, these pages are actually that we were reading are coming to life. They're coming to life right before your eyes. Ezekiel, Esdras, Jeremiah, And so, as it said in Jeremiah, that he shall be delivered out of it. He shall be delivered out of it. But, these are the things that's going on. The picture you seen earlier was over in New York City. And these is all over the world. These is all over the world. These what is martial law? Why does Governor Cuomo keep getting asked about it? The governor of New York has asked if he would impose martial law in the state and has denied it repeatedly. Well, now they're here. They're in there. All right. And they're all over. So prophecies are being fulfilled, man. They are being fulfilled. And with that being said, just an update, giving all praises to Yahweh by Hashem, Yahweh Shai by Hashem, Rakakadash, and Shalom. Double honors once again to apostles of GMS. Salutations.